Manjeet Singh GK. In fact, in 2018, Mr. Manjeet Singh GK had received tapes from a businessman wherein it was claimed that Tytler, in a sting operation, purportedly claimed that he was involved in the 1984 anti-Sikh riots. Let's listen to what Mr. Manjeet Singh GK had to say.
या इट वाज माय कंप्लेंट, मैंने कंप्लेंट करा था और मैं समझता हूं कि हमने सर्कमस्टांशियल एविडेंसेस बहुत दिए हैं सीबीआई को। 38 साल से एक मर्डरर जो है वो सड़क के ऊपर घूम रहा है और कांग्रेस परिवार की उसको संरक्षण है। ही इज स्टिल इन द ऑफ द व्यू दैट ही इज लिविंग इन कांग्रेस राज। नाउ द राज हैज चेंज। सीबीआई के ऊपर है, 38 साल हो गए कातिल को घूमते हुए।
My colleague Priyank, in fact, confronted the man himself, Jagdish Tytler, over his latest appearance to provide evidence with respect to the allegations against him. Let's listen into that sequence as well.
Came here to give you audio recording samples. So what was it for?
There's one statement they wanted me to. This nothing to do with 84. Nothing to do with it. There's another somebody had put a complaint that Mr. Tytler said something. So they want to know if I had said this. Was
so justice has not been given to the victims who were part of this tragedy.
Listen.
And you are accused in that.
No, I'm not accused. This again, I'm saying, you media have created a hell for me.
Then why are you here?
Why? I've told you that there's nothing to do with 84. There's another case which they wanted my voice. So I've given my voice.
So, but that case was also related
to... Ask them. If you ask them, if that is the case, then it will be something makes it. Because... नहीं, nothing to do with Pul Bangash. उसके बात हुई नहीं है। नहीं, कोई और बात है।
Party also there is so much of influx which is happening. Sachin Pilot is sitting on protest.
I don't want to speak on anything. आपने पूछ लिया, मैंने बता दिया।
Priyank, coming back to you, what was the basis for Mr. Tytler when you confronted him to say that this has nothing to do with the Pul Bangash case? Why was he adopting that kind of defense?
So that you can imagine that a person who has been trying to, mold stories before the law enforcing agencies for the last so many years, he has learned this trait and he is playing with the words. We were asking him several questions because the official information from the CBI was awaited. And when we asked him that, one of our colleagues also asked him that whether this case was also related to the Pul Bangash case, he was, quite clear that this has nothing to do with that. It's actually correct because this questioning and the voice sample was recorded with relation to the tape which was given to the CBI by Manjeet Singh GK in the year 2018, and on the basis of which the CBI actually wanted his voice sample to match with the audio video tape which was submitted to them at the CBI headquarters after the press conference concluded at the Constitution Club. So the Jagdish Tytler was trying to portray a picture that he is innocent. In fact, in the next set of questions, he was very much dramatic, where he claimed that if anything is proven against him, then I'll hang myself. So all these kind of political statements do keep on coming. But the victim's family, Siddharth, are certainly awaiting justice. The only way to give them justice is to have a very clinching piece of evidence which can be electronically as well as physically be proven. There were few eyewitnesses who had recorded their statement, but since he was given a clean sheet and most of these witnesses are no more, the only few of them are still alive because of the trauma which they had seen and who had actually spotted Tytler moving on the streets of the national capital. Then the next set of thing for the agencies is to have electronic evidence, which finally they got in 2018 and which is yet to be verified by the labs. Certainly there's a delay. There's no denial about the fact that it's been 5 years since these evidence was with CBI. What could have been the delay? CBI would be in best of their position to give explanation on. Absolutely. But the fact remains that Mr. Tytler was seen in the video and now it can be proven by the forensic evidences.
Okay, we'll of course wait as to how the CBI in fact corroborates that evidence, but let's listen in once again to my colleague Priyank confronting Jagdish Tytler when Tytler made an appearance before the CBI to record his voice sample.
Came here to give you audio recording samples. So what was it for?
There's one statement they wanted me to. This nothing to do with 84 riots. Nothing to do with it. There's another somebody had put a complaint that Mr. Tytler said something. So they want to know if I had said this. Was
so justice has not been given to the victims who were part of this tragedy.
Listen.
And you are accused in that.
No, I'm not accused. This again, I'm saying, you media have created a hell for me.
Then why are you here?
Why? I've told you that there's nothing to do with 84. There's another case which they wanted my voice. So I've given my voice.
So, but that case was also related
You
to...
ask them, if you ask them, if that is the case, then it will be something makes it. Because... नहीं, nothing to do with Pul Bangash. तो उसकी बात हुई नहीं है नहीं कोई और बात है
Party also there is so much of influx which is happening. Sachin Pilot is sitting on protest.
I don't want to speak on anything. आपने पूछ लिया मैंने बता दिया आपको.
And let's also listen in once again to what Mr. Manjeet Singh GK, the complainant in this case, who's produced audio evidence in this particular matter to the CBI, has had to say.
या इट वाज माय कंप्लेंट, मैंने कंप्लेंट करा था और मैं समझता हूं कि हमने सर्कमस्टांशियस एविडेंसेस बहुत दिए हैं सीबीआई को. 38 साल से एक मर्डरर जो है वो सड़क के ऊपर घूम रहा है और कांग्रेस परिवार की उसको संरक्षण है. ही इज स्टिल इन द ऑफ द व्यू दैट ही इज लिविंग इन कांग्रेस राज. नाउ द राज हैज चेंज. सीबीआई के ऊपर है. 38 साल हो गए कातिल को घूमते हुए.
Priyank, coming back to you now, one of the other statements coming from Jagdish Tytler in his responses to you, some pointed questions you asked, was that he's not an accused in any case in the 1984 riots. But repeatedly we've seen in the past that even when the CBI had filed closure reports again in cases involving Mr. Tytler before the courts have repeatedly rejected them.
Siddharth, you could see that he has been accusing media for making his life hell. But what about life of all those individuals who lost their family members, and the mob, which was allegedly also led by him, was spotted by many of those people who had deposed their statement before the commission in between the year 2000 to 2005. Finally, it was Nanavati Commission which came up with its final report in the year 2005, and which gave the CBI 4 cases out of 214 cases which were filed during that particular time period. What it was alleged by the victim family, that since it was a Congress regime at that time, and since Tytler was also told to be very close to the Congress family, that's why he was allowed to have a free hand and to continue with the rioting and rioters. Many people were killed. So that is the emotional thing which we will certainly not attempt to touch on. But it's a fact of the matter that now, after so many evidences which were given in 2018, finally CBI has also acted on time on these issues. And finally his voice sample is also being taken. Mr. Tytler saying that he is not an accused on the papers can certainly justify his point if we talk about the legal terms. But it's a fact of the matter that those people who saw him
I just need to interrupt you. We have a very pertinent point made by you. Of course, it's been already a very long road to justice. We'll have to wait and see how long it further takes from here on. We'll take a short break for the time being. We'll come back with a lot more on the other side.